Hello, my friends. As usual, I would ask you to take a nice breath in and a big sigh. Let the breathing come back to normal. Welcome. My name is Drake, and this is Touching the Edge. And this is the 40-day commitment to having more of a yes for your life. And having a building yes, more of a yes, but that builds from here all the way through the end of the 40 days. I'm so happy to see you today, as usual. And I'm happy because, again, today is the 20th day. 20th day. Just like life is going by so fast. It's like being middle-aged. But being middle-aged is great. I love being middle-aged because it gives you a sense that you have still a lot of focus, and also at the same time you can see the horizon. And so I'm asking you just to be aware today of that horizon and the balance point that you exist on the horizon. And so I want to suggest that in many ways it's about understanding what the difference is between the inner and the outer world. So right now I would like to ask you, right in this moment, just take a deep breath in, close your eyes if you would. And as you exhale, just point to yourself. I'm going to point to myself. Opening your eyes. Now, most people, when they point to themselves, they're going to point right here. Most people are not going to point here. They're going to point right here. And this, to me, is your energetic heart. So just be aware. And when you see people really expressing themselves, they're going to really express this. They're going to say, oh, I feel something so important. They're going to put their hand right over this space. And so when you're pointing here, excuse me, when you're pointing here, you're pointing towards the inner world. So out there is the outer world, in here is the inner world. When you're pointing here, you're pointing towards yourself. And so to me, that's a direction. It's not a destination. You're never ever going to get to that point where you say you reached yourself. It's always a continuum. You're always coming closer and deeper in understanding of who you are. That's why as we grow older, if we're really paying attention, we're going to learn more about ourselves. So, I would ask you to really understand what is the difference between the inner and the outer world. What's out there and what's in here? Out there is the world of change. In here is the world of stillness. So as you come into deeper levels of stillness, when you come to that level where you can just be present with yourself, not always having to think. It's like when you are with your baby, if you've had a child and you're with this young baby, there's a point of connection with this baby that's beyond words. You don't have to come up with anything. You get each other. Sometimes you have that experience with certain animals where either you have or you've known people who've had a connection with an animal that they and that animal get each other, or two best friends. You can be with that person in stillness. And so what I'm asking you to understand is stillness is who you really are. Stillness is the inner world. There's an external world, there's an infinity in the outer world. And there's an inner world, there's an infinity of the inner world. There's always another level of stillness. And so it's, I think, really important to understand this. If you don't understand what the difference is between the inner and the outer world, you're going to think that some part of who you identify with that is actually external, you're going to think that it's internal. And so the outer world is everything out there. It's everything that changes. It's even your sense of what your opinions are. That's external. Even your sense of how you identify yourself, whether you're a man or a woman, what race you are, what your sexual orientation is, however that sort of identification, that's still external stuff. Even the emotions are external. Internal is the world that maintains itself. That you've always been you. Internal is the experience of being. External is the world of change. So even the clouds, when you look at the sky, the clouds represent change. So the clouds are the emotions, but you are the sky. So just remember that. You are that which does not change. And coming to stillness on a regular basis is vitally important for you to rejuvenate. That's why sleep is so important, because you come into stillness. So I just want to bring this up today. I want to ask you just to recognize you need to come into stillness every single day in order to really be who you really are. You are not what you think about or what you feel the most strongly about. You're something deeper than that. I'm going to bring myself into the ringing of the bell. Listen carefully. I'm going to bring my hands together and I bow to you and your true self that is in stillness and in deep acceptance of what is. Amor fati, love of what is. Namaste. Thank you. Have a great day today.